There we go. Okay, so apparently I've been talking to myself for a few minutes. Anyway, hey, so we're doing pitch game feedback. And if you've got a pitch you want us to use, you want us to look at, tag me in it on Twitter or drop it in chat, either way, and we'll get it done. So, yeah. All right. It's like way early indie time, so he's not up yet. So I'm doing this on my own. So just bear with me here. All right. So if you don't know what Pitchy Game is, it is basically a wonderful initiative that was started by Liam Twose and Indie Game Lover and and Tom. Except I don't know Tom's Twitch name, so I completely forgot that one. But anyway, once a month they go live and it's a hashtag. The whole point is to help you pitch, whether you're pitching your game to consumers or to publishers. And so they put it out there and then everybody jumps in and gives feedback. And it's a wonderful way to get exposure for your title. And yeah, so that's basically it. So, all right, let me see. What have we got up first? Let's just start at the top. I'm going to do top and go from there. So Nathan at Sick Chick Studios says, I'm working on Chasing Static, a narrative driven psychological horror game about discovering the secrets of an abandoned research facility in a remote wilderness in Wales, and you can wish list it on Steam. And he's got a nice little video here. I may need to do. All right, if you're out there in chat right now and you can actually hear the game audio, let me know, because I know we've had issues in the past. And again, Indy knows how to do this, but I don't. So it looks good. My only concern is, especially here in October, horror games are everywhere. And so you've really got to make sure you've got something going on that nobody else does. So, David, here's what I would say. Focus more on what makes your game unique. And that's probably something I'm going to say a lot today. That's how you make your game stand out. You've got to have your unique selling points in there. You know, it's great. You've got the genre going on, but it's like, why is your game different than the other ones out there? What makes yours better? But, you know, aside from that, you got a nice gameplay video, nice little trailer there, and your Steam link, which is, you know, always important. So that's a good thing. All right. Let me put something. Yeah, like I said, we're still waking up over here on the East Coast. So Florian Wolf from Pocket Wheels says, hey, Pitchy Game, this is Pocket Wheels. Get in your toy car and lift off of this racing in 3D platformer crossover. Explore a house full of different themed rooms containing a lot of different obstacles. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I have in my head based on that before we watch the video. And I am thinking Hot Wheels mini cars meets, oh God, what is that racing game from Ubisoft? What is it? Googling over here on this side. Trackmania. So I'm thinking Matchbox Cars, Toy Soldiers meets Trackmania. Let's see if I'm remotely close. Oh yeah, it's obviously it's in development. He's working on it, so it's not fully fleshed out. But that's exactly what it looks like. It's a little bit of Trackmania, a little bit of inside the house with the foosball table there. So you've got a nice little elevator pitch there, Florian. Keep chugging along on the. You can tell I'm not awake yet. Keep chugging along on the game, and the video looks great. So, but no, you hit all your right points there. All right. Let's see what else we got. Sorry, I am just pinging the Discord server, letting them know we're live. Because, like everything else, I'm only mostly paying attention right now. All right, so let's see what we got coming up next. Oh, got comments coming in. So, yeah, there's Liam. So Bobby says, "Hey there, I'm one of the developers of Alan Sharp semi-open world video game and a mix of I don't know. Am I muted?" All right, am I muted, Liam? All right. Don't know why I'm muted. All right, wait. Okay, I'm not. It's Liam. It may be on your side. All right, so now, okay, I'm not completely crazy. All right, let's get back to this. Where were we? Oh yeah, so if you've got so Bobby over on LinkedIn, if you've got a pitch your game tweet that you want me to take a look at, drop the link to the tweet in chat. Liam, don't mess with me before I've had my coffee in the morning. You're making me paranoid. Still getting all of our stuff up. Let's see. So yeah, here's the other little tick of red going on. So we've got the Extra Life event coming up soon. So make sure that help us out here a little bit. Drop us $1 or $2 in the link there, which is extralife.org/team/indie game business. All right, so back to the fun stuff. Okay, so we've actually got our first link coming in from Tarum. All right, hold on, just give me a second. Let me get over here, and there we go. Okay, so yeah, and forgive me, I'm not going to be able to pull this up on the main screen because I'm not sharing that one. But so we got a tweet from SideQuest Ninja. It says hexahedra. I think that's how you pronounce it. Hexahedra is an optimization puzzle game designed and build a factory to produce cubes to order and compete with others for the best solutions. All right, that sounds awesome and like right up my OCD wavelength here. Hold on, let me see. Trying to get this video on here. All right. Let's see. because this looks pretty cool. All right, so here's the video. All right. Puzzle game where you're building cubes to order. These games are like why I've never actually installed Factorio, because I know I'll get started on it and then I'll never do anything else with the rest of my life. So your pitch doesn't necessarily go into some of the stuff we talk about deeply, like the features and unique selling points. But to be blunt, you hit it all in there. You know, it's a puzzle game. You're designing a factory. The only thing I would ask is, you know, are there level? When you say compete, what are you winning? What's the end game here? I completely lost that, but I like that. That's the only thing I would say. It's like, so you build your factory and you're creating these cubes to order. How are you competing with each other? Show that aspect of it or talk about it. But, you know, you've got your mailing list, your Discord right there. Are you planning to do this to Steam, or what platforms are you shooting for here? Drop me a note in chat. Okay, there we go. Steam and Itch. That looks, I mean, that's good. So the only thing I would say is if you've got a Steam page, put the link to that in there. But, you know, when we talked to Fernando a couple of weeks ago, he brought up the point that, you know, there's a lot of publishers now that don't want something that's been in early access. I mean, our experiences has been, you know, about 50-50 along those lines, but it's the only thing to keep in mind there. But otherwise, man, it looks good. I like that. All right, so we got another one from Clearing's Game. So it looks like, given the way that I'm sharing everything this morning on my setup, I'm going to need to just basically go in and look for the specific icons match. All right. High risk, high reward, dice building, turn-based roguelite. Yeah, okay. You've got a lot of hashtags in there. So Clearings is a dice building roguelike focused on high risk, high reward, riskier, safer, choose your own playstyle, save the forest from an evil corruption, 6 characters with their own playstyle. All right, so the problem there is it's too broad. You know, we've seen dice building games, and that's one thing you got to keep in mind. A lot of people may not fully understand what a dice building game is. Obviously, the people that do are in your core audience, and you're going to be good to go there. Focused on high risk, high reward, that's good. But then again, a lot of games that's generally how they're designed. I would tune on that a little bit and try to get something that really makes your game stand out. Let's watch the video here. I like the dice animation. I just realized with the banner up there, you couldn't actually see the video. So one of the things that I really like in games, especially indie games, is when 2 mechanics are put together uniquely. And I like this. You know, in my head, it's more along the lines of you got the Final Fantasy type or the old school Final Fantasy. I haven't played a Final Fantasy since 7, so I don't know what Final Fantasy looks like right now. But you've got the old school, you know, team-based combat there. I think your video does a good job of showing the battles. If there's more to the game, you want to show a little bit of that. You've got a good job of switching up the backgrounds there, so you realize it's not the whole, it all takes place in one forest or whatever. But I would work a little bit on your unique selling points and what makes your game stand out. One way you can do it is by simply saying, it's this game meets that game. Like we said a second ago, with the racing game being, it's a Hot Wheels versus Trackmania type thing. So that's what I would say for this one, Clearings. I mean, it's just tweak it a little more, make it super, super clear why it stands out from everything else, and keep it up, because I mean, it's an interesting looking game when you get in there. So, and then make sure you've got your Discord in there, which is good. You always want to make sure that you have some way of capturing that audience. This hashtag is awesome. We love it. But at the end of the day, it's only here for a month. And then, it's only here for a day, a month, and then it's gone. So whether it's a Steam page or it's your Discord or a mailing list, don't overlook mailing lists. I mean, they are people, not email, but it's still a really fantastic medium of getting somebody. And keep in mind, so this morning, if I skip your game, just post it again, because I'm flying solo here. I got no backup, so I may miss something in chat coming through, because we do have chat coming in from 4 or 5 different platforms right now. All right, so Danny. All right, Danny Silva. You're going to make me actually look for this one, Danny. Bear with me. Where is... Hey, Danny, I know you're in Discord. Drop me your link in Discord. It's going to be easier for me to find it. Just send me a DM. All right. Named Strangely has one. All right, let's check this one out. UK Dev Studio made Bears Can Drift. I haven't seen Bears Can Drift, but that just sounds awesome. All right, check out our indie game, Gas. Thanks, Danny. Got it. So much going on here. Check out our indie game, Gas, Score or Die, in wave-based endless shooter set on a miniature planet made in Unreal. Looking for a publisher? Please PM for the pitch deck. Okay, that looks entirely frantic. So you've got a good, video there showing the combat, but it's like, what else is there to the game? Is it all on this type planet? Are there different types of planets? Are there, I can tell there's different types of weapons. Can you upgrade your bot? Go a little more into there. I mean, because you've got, a wave-based shooter on a miniature planet. That's very clear. But you want to show a little more depth if possible. It's like, I'm looking at that. So what is that? Is that like a bonus box that's racking up coins or money or numbers or something? It's hitting like 10 or 11,000. That's what I would say for this one. One, put a little more variation in there. So what more is there to the game than what we're seeing? And then the other one is make sure that you've got a way for people to wish list it, or that you're getting their attention so you can add them to your newsletter or something, put something in there, along those lines. But I like the look of it. It looks really cool. All right. So All right, let's check out Danny's over at Lantana Games. All right, Danny, I'm trying to find your actual tweet because I can't. Blah, 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 blah. I know it sounds easy for me to find it like that, but it's usually not because I don't have this. I don't have the I had to stop sharing it. All right, hold on. I'm just going to pop it up on another screen. Bear with me. All right. That's Discord. That's not what I wanted. All right. Mondry and Plastic Reality. Time travel to uncover lost modernist masterpieces while building a startup art museum and sharing workshop creations in a mind-twisting modernist backbreaker. Brick Baker. Yeah. Brick Breaker. There we go. My only initial, my first thought, Danny, is it's too descriptive. Is that a thing? What you've got here is unique enough that I think you actually need to make it a little more clear. Because the first thing that I see when I'm watching the video, and I know you all can't see the video, the first thing that comes to mind is the brick breaker stuff. I think you may be losing a lot of your potential audience when you're talking about lost modernist masterpieces, because a lot of people, quite frankly, don't know what that is. I like the fact that you've got Steam Workshop stuff in there so you can do some, player created content. But that's what I would, my initial thought on this is you need to be a little more clear, even if you just want to boil it down to art versus, lost modernist masterpieces, because I think you might lose people in there. And the video doesn't really show where you're building your museum. Oh, wait, that's what that little screen is right there, isn't it? I would show a little more about that part, because the brick breaker part is pretty clear from the get-go. You're playing Arkanoid, brick breaker, whatever, in a circle around pieces of art, but show a little bit more of the metagame in there as well. Because what's up with the lady in the sunglasses? I don't know what she's doing there. But yeah, okay. Okay. He says scroll down a little further. Let's see if we can get Danny's video up here so we can see it. Wait, I saw it just for a half second there. Oh wait, that's just a. That's not the same video, dude. Aha! So here's the video I was talking about. So, I can see in there where the brick breaker's coming in, but there's not nearly as much stuff about that art museum. Show a little bit of that meta in there. And that's you creating. So, all right, it may help to actually put some little descriptors on the screen in the video, like right there. That's where you can pull out that part about the create your own Steam Workshop things, because that's what that is. That's the art editor. and put it on the screen so you're explaining what people are looking at. Because this is always the problem when you're doing something that's fairly unique. It's like, yeah, it's different. But sometimes if it's too different, people are like, I don't get it. So that's what I mean. I think that's probably the best way to attack that is update the video, with little taglines at each section saying, this is what you're looking at. All right. Let's see who we got next. Nova. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that this morning. Let's just search for it. I misspelled that somewhere. Nova. Oh, H, not J. It's not. Oh, I'll bet you that is your. Okay, hold on. Working on it. All right. And now we got it. Now we got it. All right. We just had to flip over to a different channel. All right. So Nova Horologium is a charming pixel art RPG where you time travel to obtain pieces of a weapon with power to create and destroy timelines in a battle to outrun ruin. Travel through the past, present, and future timelines, each with their own unique setting. So, RPG, good. Pixel art, you got that. There, you need a little more showing or talking about how you stand out in the crowd, because pixel art RPGs, there's a lot of them. It's a little too broad. So why is this different? How many people do you get to build a party? Is it just you? In all of these pictures, it looks like there's 2 people standing there. So talk a little bit about that. You've done a good job of describing the game. The concern is, how is it different? And it needs to be more than just the story. But that's what I would focus on is, what are your unique selling points in there? And, why is this different than the other stuff that's out there right now? All right. So Bobby from LinkedIn. Let me hop over to LinkedIn here real quick so I can pull that. The StreamYard is really good about showing me the tweets, but I can't link to them directly from there. All right, so we're going to go over to Alan Sharp game. So the first problem, well, I won't say problem, but the first thing is I immediately start thinking of Alan Wake when it starts, and that's partly because it's October. All right, here we go. Investigate a peculiar case where a child was murdered while some speak of unholy forces haunting Regan's manor. Solve puzzles, unveil mysteries, and test Alan's sanity and face the demons of his past. You got a link to your Steam page. Again, it's one of those, you're not going into enough detail about why it's different. We are in October. There are a lot of horror games coming out. You've got to do a little more to stand out from the crowd. A video would be nice. I mean, you've got the link to the wish list, to your Steam page right now. So that part's good. The first sentence, that little summary of the game is good. That gives you a good idea of what's going on. But I would focus more on why this is different than a lot of the other, detective horror games that are coming out and that are being talked about right now. All right, let's see who's next. Fuzz Force. All right, it's going to be easy to find on Twitter. So let's check out Fuzz Force here. Spook Squad. All right. So Fuzz Force Spook Squad is a roguelike RPG about a team of ghost hunters equipped with dice-powered weapons. All right, dice games are getting popular. Create mighty builds, navigate a haunted board game world, and capture the ghoulish Polter Prince. Sorry, all right, I'm watching right now. I like the game board aspect of it. I would focus a little more on that because dice games are getting, more and more popular. But it looks like from what I'm seeing, the place where you stand out differently is you're working in that board game world. And so I would put a little more on that. But you've got your link to Steam. So that's good to go. You've got a demo up there. And one of the things that I'm not mentioning, and only one person has said it so far, but if you are looking for a publisher, put that in your tweet because there's a ton of publishers watching this right now, watching the whole hashtag and seeing what looks interesting and what doesn't. So make sure if you are looking for one that you say that way it's going to listen to. I'm sorry, I just saw a listen to. T-Gad, you don't want me listening to music. I am not a audio critic. Trust me. Not your target right there. But so, yeah, for Fuzz Force, build up a little bit more on the board game aspect of it because I think that's what's going to make you stand out a little more. And then do a, like I said, if you are looking for a publisher, then make sure you always say, hey, you're looking for a publisher. All right. Let's see. Have I missed anybody yet? Not yet. All right, good. So, Hero. All right, hold on, dude. Let me get you up here. And I've seen this game a couple of times. But Hero last year when I was down in Peru. I sit here and type in Peru instead of game. And I love how this game is coming along. So I like seeing what's new whenever these things come around. So Colorful is a roguelike hack and slash that combines acrobatic movements with fast-paced combat. Wall run, scale large walls, grind and slide, restore the color of the world while traversing a dreamlike landscape. So he wrote the part that I'm struggling with is, are you competing with somebody or are you trying to get a level X amount in a certain color before somebody else does? I mean, I see you battling a spider type thing there. In the video, you've got a good pitch, but in the video, you need to have a little more of the what and the why. Why are you doing this? What's your objective at the end of the level? How do you win, so to speak? Or is it just one of those things where when you get the map filled up, you go to a different one? Because you've got the grinding part in there. Are you getting points for that? It's just, talk a little more about the higher level of the game and what you're trying to, as a player, what you're trying to accomplish, or if you're just going and doing it to fill up the world with color. That's the only part that I'm just jumping out at me right now. But dude, keep up the good work. I love watching this game progress. All right, major 7th games. All right, high picture game. Project Inks is an experimental multiplayer shooter that blends frantic ground combat with spectacular zero-G battles. It's a fresh sci-fi IP with immense potential, and we're looking for a publisher to help make it a success. Good that you make it clear you're looking for a publisher. So this video doesn't show any of the ground combat. And that's one of the things that if you're going to mention it in there, you need to talk about, you need to show it as well, because I believe I get it. You're playing a regular level, but then you can jump into space and fight in and amongst the asteroids. That part of it does look unique. And I like that. I think that's pretty cool. You need to do a little bit more on how it stands out other than, that. Is it single player, multiplayer? Is it multiplayer only? Go into a little bit of that too. It's kind of like Heroes. I've got your core gameplay loop right here, but what's the point? Is it just one big PvP battle or what you're going on there? And if it is just one PvP battle, how many levels are there? That sort of stuff. The challenge of doing picture game is that you can't do a whole pitch deck. And so you got to boil a whole pitch deck into a tweet. And so to do that, you got to get creative and say, okay, look, here's our unique selling points. Here's our features. Here's our need. If your need is just a wish list or a publisher, you got to get it all in there somehow. Now you do have a thread going on. It's an ambitious title from a small South African studio, but the game is nearly shippable to an early access release with reined-in scope and plans to build it around a tight community. So yeah, it defeats the point of Pitchy game if you have a big old thread. That's not the point. But no, I get it. You want to get some stuff out there, but when it comes to pitching these to publishers, you don't necessarily have all this space. You've got to get really good at your elevator pitch. So try to boil that down into, one tweet and go from there. Because I haven't seen a lot of shooters that go from ground to space. I think that is something fairly unique, but you need to be able to tighten it up, get that pitch ready all the way around. All right. Squishy Sports. All right. So Matt from over on Twitch has got one here. Appreciate y'all tuning in and throwing these things out. In one way, you're making my life very easy that I don't have to go scroll through the whole giant thread of everything. Y'all are just tossing them up for me. So Squishy Sports. All right, let's get a pitchy game. We're a 2D sports party indie game to be enjoyed by the whole family. Loads of sports, local multiplayer, characters equal shapes, stage hazards, special moves, 300 unlockable character skins. Okay, that, and keep in mind, there's no one format that's going to be perfect for every pitch, but you've got a good pitch. It's quick and to the point that it's a 2D party game, and then you've got your features and unique selling points baked in there really quickly. Nice use of emojis. Let's see here. Let me get it up over the. You've got your Steam wish list on there. So, are you looking for a publisher, or are you just going to release, and self-publish? That part is missing. The other is it going anywhere other than Steam? Because this looks like a really good couch multiplayer game too. And if it's not, it's fine. You've got the basics in here. I think you've got a nice little well-rounded pitch. If I had to do, find something in here, I would add more of your mini games to the GIF, to the video, instead of just the basketball. But I know you're only showing like a little 5 seconds of gameplay there. But hold on a second. Here's some more stuff. Okay, but it's still just basketball. Show me something other than the basketball part. That's the main thing. Your pitch itself looks solid, but on your video, show a little bit more of what's involved in the game other than just the basketball piece. All right, so hey, Lilybite, the things are drinking coffee this morning. That's how the things are. All right, Glitch Source got one, and I know I'm ridiculously crucifying everybody's name this morning, but that's what you get when I'm flying solo and I haven't even finished my coffee yet. Brewing the Moment You Remember, an indie game development studio based mostly in Norwich. All right, so let's see. For this round of Pitchy game, we decided to showcase the newest level in a quick gameplay trailer for Wind Up. All right, so one, keep it in one tweet. Don't give me a thread. The other is, don't assume that folks have been watching all the other ones. You still need to go through. It's like, so what am I, other than it being a multiplayer arena fighting game? It looks a bit like what is that Nintendo game with the arms that come out that punch when they're boxing? I like the way that you've got the notes right there on your video, because that helps too. You've got your follows in there, but leave a link in your main tweet to your wish list or wherever you're capturing the people. But the main thing is, for each Pitchy game, don't assume anyone has looked at anything in the other rounds. Make it your complete pitch each time. All right, so now I'm going to go in here and look at the rest of the thread. Okay, there's not much there. You've got the press kit and your Instagram and your website. I would focus on the core meat of your tweet right here. Mention that are all the battles in like these tiny areas, like the sink. Explain it, like someone has never seen any of this before, and put a link to, you need somewhere to capture your audience other than your website and Instagram. So that's where you want to put either a wish list page or an email newsletter or even a Discord, because even if I go and click to the website, does the website send me to a Discord? No. That's the main thing. You need to be able to capture those viewers, capture those gamers or those publishers in one easy thing. So give a little bit more meat in here on your features and unique selling points. If you're looking for a publisher, put that in there, and then have a link to capture that audience somewhere. I like your video though. All right. Oh, backflip. Sorry, I missed it. All right, hold on. We'll check it out right now. All right. And you're not bothering. This is exactly what I told people to do. If I skipped you, just let me know. All right. Oh, and also good job pinning your Pitchy game tweet to the top of the page, because that makes it easier for me to find, but it also makes it easy for everybody else to find as well. So, all right, Advanced Bomb Squad. Let me get rid of that. There we go. All right, Advanced Bomb Squad is a fast-paced pixel platformer where you travel through space and time defusing bombs. To accomplish your mission, you have to use sound to activate traps and objects in the environment, and use low budget spy gadgets. So when you're using the sound, I'm assuming that's in game. It's not like a mic activated game where you're going in there and doing it that way. This is where, I mean, whenever you're talking about traveling through time, you run the risk of getting in there. We've already seen another time travel game this morning. You need more than that on your pitch. You know, give us that this meets that look into what you're doing. Because I see how you're using the sound. And there's your scoring right there. But it's a good start, but there's not enough in there that I'm like, oh my God, yes. And so that's what I would recommend. Come up with, you've got to stand out a little more than just say you're going through space and time, because there's so many games that do that right now. That's what I would focus on, is a little more on the actual meat of that pitch. You know, why is it different? Why is this cool? You know, traveling through time just isn't enough anymore to be, you know, standalone right there. And there's not, you talk about the spy gadgets, but I don't see. Okay, so there's your spring. Call out your gadgets a little more so people see what they're looking at, because I saw it there where you've got the springs in your boots. But your video is good. I mean, there's nothing major wrong that I see there. Just it needs to be a little more clear, and you need to hone that message down to what really makes it stand out, versus being just, you know, space and time and a pixel platformer. All right. You're very welcome, Terranom. YouTube glitch glitch sar. All right, we got another one here. Medieval Alien. Oh, nice banner art. All right, so Medivalian. I'm calling it Medivalian. Is a 3D story-rich action roguelike with RPG elements where a fantasy medieval world has been invaded by aliens. Use multiple characters, loot, and manage items to overcome ever harder challenges. Okay, kind of like the last one. Your 3D story-rich action roguelike with RPG elements, you could almost put that in a bullet point about, you know, features in there. You got to do a little bit more on the actual, you know, unique selling points. All right, so checking out the video. I mean, like some of the other ones, I would add some notes in there on, what the player is looking at while you're playing here. What weapon is that? What, are they trying to do? What kind of enemies are they? Um, it looks like you're in a, not open world, but a larger level going through there. Do a little bit more clarification on what the players are seeing. You've got your Steam store link, so that's good. Show the different characters as well. It says, manage your multiple characters in your loot system. Show that, because those are little variations that you can put in the video to make it stand out a little more. But yeah, focus a little more on, what the unique selling points are. Are you stealing who are you fighting? The aliens or, dragons and such as well. But you talk about the multiple characters and the loot. I would add that to the video. But overall, I mean, it's not bad at all. If you're looking for a publisher, make sure you put that part too. Wow. Why not alien undead dragons? Yes, I played a D&D campaign many, many years ago where we had a very awesome undead dragon named Lucky. All right, let's see what else is going on. Like I said, if you've got links you want me to look at, make sure you drop it over there in chat. Let's see. Liam, are you trending yet? Let's see. See if he's trending over here. I'm sure everything in trending over here is all about the election anyway. So, not in. I've voted already. I don't need more election crap. All right, so we're just going to go to the latest. All right, here's one from Justin Johnson. Let me close that down right there. Johnson says Cosmo Squad is a pixely geometry wars with updated ships. Earn points, upgrade your ship, take on harder difficulty. It has 4-player co-op, 8 levels, 9 difficulty levels, 10 Steam achievements. You don't see any people mentioning that a lot. And then he kicks to the Steam store, but there's no video. Put a video on there. We're all lazy. We don't want to click. We want to see the video. I like the fact that he used, I'm going to date myself here. He used an older game like Geometry Wars, which isn't really that old, but I'm old. He's got his major features in there, but I really want to see a video and something like this because these types of games are like made for video clips. All right, so we got a new one. Casual Game Studio. All right, so let's look up here. Oh, that's just, see, this is the problem. I keep looking at people's like Twitch names, and then it's like that's not what their Twitter name is. What am I misspelling? I keep trying to put studio in there. Here we go. Rooster Rampage. Rooster Rampage is a chicken-based zombie shooter. How could you go wrong with that? That's the thing about zombies. They will never, ever expect, the chickens are after them. Chicken-based zombie shooter with an all-out war to save humankind. Why are the chickens trying to save us? I mean, we literally eat them. And if you've ever been around chickens in real life, they're not exactly the brightest bulbs on the tree. But anyway, that's beside the point. Looking for funding and publisher's assistance. So you've got that first sentence is great, but give us a little, wait a second, that's cheating. A zombie just hatched out of that chicken egg. Give us a little more on what the features that, how many levels? How much story is in there? Is it all single player? Is it multiplayer? And yeah, my own morbid curiosity: why are the chickens trying to save us? Um, I like your video's good. I like the zombie belch at the end. Um, build out this part right here on why it's unique. What are the features? Why is this different than other shooters out there? Because shooters are a very, very competitive, area. Um, so does this take me to the Steam page? Where does this link take me? Yeah, that takes you to your Steam page. That part's good. Just focus a little bit more because you can't just a zombie shooter isn't really going to grab people as much as you might think because there's so many shooters out there and there's so many zombie games. So go a little more in depth on your features and unique selling points. And I think you're going to take it up to a bit of the next level right there. But again, kudos, looking for funding and publishing assistance. That's good because, like I said, there's a lot of these publishers out there that are watching, what's going on right now. So, hey, Leak, is that a link to a? That's not a link to a tweet. I mean, so yeah, drop your link to your Pitchy game tweet in here. This is fun. I got to admit, we've never done one of these live before, and we're getting a lot of good feedback in here. All right, let's go see who's next. Mm-hmm. Jim and John is a story-driven adventure game inspired by film noir. You take on the role of John, a criminal who has seen better days. When things go south and you have to investigate a crime itself. That's a nice little tweak in there. All right, so Biter. I don't think you can rewind it on Twitter. I don't know if they could rewind the show. So this video, it's really good. I mean, it gives you a great idea of the gameplay, the look and feel of the game. They have a demo. Where does this actually take you? It takes you to their itch page. If I were Jim and John, I would have something better to capture my viewers with than just your itch page. Itch page is fine, but also point folks to a mailing list or Discord or something along those lines. All right. Oh, let's see. Ludino says we're making a factory building game about machine learning. All right, let's take a look. Give me a minute while I crucify your Twitch name. Learning Factory. Oh, that banner looks adorable. All right, so Learning Factory is a strategy indie game of automation, machine learning, and cats. Reconstruct a factory on Mars, build stores, analyze data, and find out what cats really want. All right, why are we on Mars? When did cats go to Mars? All right, so initially it's looking very Factorio, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you want to make sure you call out why you're different. And Mars and cats isn't enough to be different. And I don't understand why we're on Mars. Oh, they went to okay. The DNO says they went to Mars a previous game. All right, so now I'm fascinated. What was was the previous game like Kerbal Space Program with Mars? There's a whole lore and story that goes to the cats being on Mars now. So I like it. I love the fact that you've got the text explaining what's going on. Go a little more in depth in your pitch on why it's different than Factorio and some of the other, what are we looking at here? Factory based games. But yeah, I will admit now I'm fascinated as to why the cats actually went to Mars. But that's what I would. Your video is great. Focus a little more on why you're different than the other similar games in the genre, and I think you'll be good to go. And the other side of it is, are you looking for a publisher? Because if you are, say it. You got a nice Steam page too, by the way. All right, awesome. Thanks. I hope that was helpful. All right, so let's scroll. What do we got? Hey, there's Josh. Liam, in the game lover, if there's something that you've seen that's pretty cool, toss it in chat and I'll take a look, because I haven't had a chance this morning to go through everything either. That's kind of what I'm doing here. Spiderpunk isn't really doing a pitch. That's just an announcement. Give us a pitch. What are we looking at? Elsewhere, we're working on Broken Fences, a 90s dark thriller set in the French coast. Again, not really a pitch, just telling us that they're looking at it. See, Ludino, I love automation games and cats. I may be wrong. Maybe cats is the thing. I just see a lot of stuff based about cats, and I'm not sure that's going to absolutely, grab everybody's attention. But, like Frisky Donuts here, you've absolutely cornering the market on, that Venn diagram of people who like Factorio and cats. That's not a bad thing. All right, Depths of Sanity is an underwater Metrovania nightmare. I haven't seen a lot of underwater Metrovanias. See, you can't. No, but your name is literally Games Code Dogs, and you need the dogs and automation game, not the cats and automation game. I think y'all are just basically proving me wrong here. Maybe cats is enough. Where's Red? Somebody ping Red. There's another cat game going on here. All right, so Depths of Sanity early access launch on October 3rd. Dogs are also fine, but common cats. Yes, dogs trump cats. Sorry, dog person here. Unless it's like big cats. That's the thing. I'm not a big fan of house cats. Never really wanted one around. Much more of a dog pet person. But when we're talking like big cats, like tigers and cougars and lions, I love big cats. I think they're awesome. All right, so Depths of Sanity is an underwater Metroidvania nightmare. Use unique tools like sonar and tow lines to uncover a mystery that threatens not only your crew, but your own sanity. Yeah, see, hashtag Lovecraft. Let's see video here. This is interesting because like the Mario underwater levels were always the toughest for me. Oh, he killed Moby Dick. That's a whale shark. So this looks interesting. They've got a good trailer. I wonder if you can upgrade your ship. It says you get to pick your crew. They have a really good video. Very, very cool. Bloody Service is a slash and full motion video visual novel with gruesome deaths and clever one-liners related to tennis. Game set machete. This is the inventory system. Slot used to store items may impact narrative outcomes. You don't see a lot of full motion video games anymore. So your inventory system is a chalk outline of a body. So this one is, this part you don't see a lot of anymore. And that's interesting. But the video, and I know they're just showing the inventory system, but the video there just doesn't seem to grab me. Oh, let's see. Liu Cormac, you find yourself trapped in a creepy house filled with mysterious dominoes, creatures, and other interactive objects. Solve puzzles to escape, releasing tomorrow. The concern here is that's too basic. You need more than a creepy house, mysterious things, and solving puzzles. The dominoes could be, they mentioned the mysterious dominoes, but why are there dominoes in there? So my feedback for this one would be, it's a decent starter paragraph, but there's not really enough, oomph in there to say, okay, look, this is why it stands out. All right, I got some real work I have to do, here soon. We may do this again a little later on today. So if you've got, I'll do a couple more of these. If y'all got any new ones you want me to take a look at, let me know. Let me check Discord here, see if there's anything come in. I don't see anything there. All right, so let's just keep scrolling. Tom Avatars is making a surreal musical walking simulator with mazes, square paper city. Okay. I don't understand. So I think this one is one of those that is going to be different enough that they need to clarify it a little further. But at the same time, they've done, it started out as a 1 month development thing, and now it's going into a 4 months of development. But if I were pitching this, there's not enough in there for me to hook. Again, it's like possibly because it's too unique. It's like I don't know where to even start with a surreal musical walking simulator. But I would clarify it, dumb it down a bit for people like me, and then explain what we're looking at in the video, because that's the other catch. All right, so let's see what people are liking. John Keller, Arklands is a game about creating a buzzing village in a living world and becoming powerful enough wizard to defend it, inspired by both Settlers and Zelda Link's Awakening. So that's what we like doing, when we're pitching to publishers here. If you can give them that frame of reference of, okay, my game is Settlers meets Zelda, then it helps to put it in perspective. Because what publishers do is they sit down and they create what's called a P&L spreadsheet, a profit and loss. And if you've ever bought a house, it's kind of like that. You're going out there and finding comparables about your house or the house that you want to buy to figure out how much it's worth. So, people would be looking at, okay, so how well do Settlers and Zelda cross over? You can estimate sales based on it. It's a cool looking little world. I guess he's controlling a whole lot of wizards there. But he's running a Kickstarter. Let's see how much. He's looking for $50,000, which isn't ridiculous. But so here's where we get into some of the hazards of Kickstarter. Sometimes you can actually ask for too little, and publishers don't take you very seriously. But they've got this right here is a good, solid starting point. What I would add to this pitch in particular are some bullet points on features, unique selling points. Oh, wait. Indie game lovers got 1 minute left. 2 scoop games. All right. Kickbot is a 2-button platformer about giant robot leg on the moon that wants to kick the earth. Okay. Jump, dash, and butt stomp through 7 leg-themed worlds, such as Inflamed Knee and Thunder Thigh. If you're working on a 2-button game or a 1-button game, you've absolutely got to be looking to take it to console. And I don't play a ton of Metroidvania games primarily because I suck at them. I did play Celeste, though. I want to know so I don't know what the gameplay has to do with kicking the earth. It's like, do you take a swing at the earth every time that you clear a level? I love this buzzsaw. And that sound effect. So that's my big question on that one. It's like, so how does these two things fit together? How does the Metroidvania fit in with the moon kicking the earth? But, I do understand that. All right. Sorry about that. I do understand that that's unique enough that it's going to get someone's attention. Oh, okay. So I was like, staff only. So what is this? We can't look at it if we're not staff. Deck builder roguelike game with puzzle elements. You have to create the perfect card puzzle every turn to survive. Hey, Robin. Robin says, so I only need to post the link to my game and then write a little about it. Yes, but the whole trick is the writing a little about it. You've got to pitch your entire game to consumers or publishers in one tweet, 288 characters or whatever. Have we talked about we haven't yet, about what makes a great pitch? Let me see if I can. So to me, and this is all going to be different. And so the folks from, those awesome guys, Chris and his crew are watching this right now, and they're giving feedback. And, Feedback is a lot like buttholes. Everybody has one. They're all different. But to me, you've got to have that initial first sentence that really, captures it. So deck builder roguelike game, with puzzle elements. Yes, that says what it is, but that's not, it's too broad. They need to boil it down a little bit. But you want the first sentence to really catch everybody's attention. Then you want some unique selling points, what makes it stand out, and a link to somewhere beneficial. Is it a Steam wishlist page? Is it a Discord? Is it a newsletter? That sort of stuff. You want to be able to capture that interest in a tangible form so you can continue to promote to them later on. And then, a very catchy video. So yes, in essence, all you need to do is post a link to your game and then write a little about it. But it's the whole writing a little about it. That's the whole challenge. So yeah, with this one, I would focus a little bit more on why it's different than other deck builder roguelike games. All right, let's refresh our top list. Introducing what comes after a side-scrolling adventure, a short, heartwarming story, and a love letter to all of those who think you're just a burden. Well, that's awesome. I do have a soft spot for games that tackle real world issues. So their text pitch, isn't phenomenal. It does sum up what they're doing very well, but their video does a really, really good job of showing the gameplay and the variations and stuff in there. So I like that part. I like that one. All right, we've already looked at that one. We are Yaza Games working on Inculinati, a turn-based strategy with medieval beasts and animals inspired by real 700-year-old medieval marginalia. All right, so I'm going to assume that marginalia are like the pictures that are on the side of the books. Okay, this is pretty cool. So what it looks like is medieval manuscript Darkest Dungeon. I would, if I were these folks, I would call that out a little more. And what's the goal? What is the point of the game? But look, even the text is like that old text. I like this one. But I like this kind of games too. So that's just what I do. I would draw that correlation a little more in their pitch, but the game looks really, really good. That's something where it's not hard to quantify, but it's like your art that makes everything stand out for you. But again, it's one of those: are you looking for a publisher, or are you going to self-publish? That's the beauty of the Pitch Your Game hashtag. Is like, you've got a lot of folks looking at this right now. If you're looking for a publisher, tell us you're looking for a publisher. All right. In the game, I'll leave one more, as I love the artist, and it's one of my faves that aren't super seen right now. Call to action, but I don't even think that they have a site or anything yet. Well, tell them that I said to get a site. The minute you start pitching your game, you've got art, anything like that, that's when you need to be capturing people and, getting that information. So this is Wild Souls, a sandbox ecosystem simulation. Choose plants and animals, let them spread and breed their seasons, maintain balance, control the animal of your choice, and try to survive. Create your stories. I would add some audio to the video. So I like and I know they're early on, so don't take this with a grain of salt, but it's not showing the bigger picture of what's going on. I'd like to see a little in next round or in the coming months, or as they keep going, I want to see a little more about what the overall objective is. Is it just a sustainability thing, or are they being scored or something along those lines? But I like the idea of it. We don't see a ton of sandbox simulations anymore. But that's one I'll watch, because that could turn out to be something very cool. But I mean, it's early right now. But yeah. All right, so we got one here. All right, Jumpy Paul's game. Wait, what did I miss here? Twitter, Jumpy Paul's game. Oh. Adventure indie game featuring a brave puppy traveling the world, coming soon to mobile and PC. Two and a half D adventure performer. You play as Paul, a brave puppy that uses dog skills to discover paths inside the handcrafted levels that portray iconic places in the world. So good use of variation in the video and the text overlay to explain what folks are seeing. I like the fact that you've got, the handcrafted levels. I would go a little more in detail on a deeper level of unique selling points. Just having the platformer in unique levels isn't going to be enough to really grab somebody's attention. So focus a little more on, why the game is fundamentally different than a lot of the other ones out there. And that way you don't have people looking at it going, oh, okay, it's just another platformer. But focus on that, and that's going to help you stand out a little more, as well. Yeah. Indy knows the trick to getting the audio to show up on the stream. I don't know how to do it, and I'm without Indy this morning. I know it's a dog. I mean, I like I said, I'm a dog person, but you need to make sure you've got something in there that really makes it clear why it's different, and it's more than just a 2D platformer with a dog, because that's what people are going to take away from it. Which part was a critique from the last one? That's something to keep in mind too. We're all going to have, everybody you talk to is going to have different feedback and different, critiques. You're talking about the sound wasn't audio? I heard the sound. Yeah, got it. No, nice little music track. Everybody can't hear it because I can't figure out how to make the sound work on, these different. Let's see. No, I don't know. That's an Andy trick. I can't do that one. All right. I've got like it's almost 11 a.m. here my time, and I've got some real work that I need to get done. Thanks for hanging out. If I have time later in the day, we'll do it again. But yeah, keep working on your pitches, get it out there, let folks see what you're doing, and make sure you always have that call to action. Send people somewhere, to your Steam page, to a Discord, to a mailing list, because you want to use opportunities like this to really capture potential publishers or potential consumers. So yeah, with that, everybody have a great day, stay safe, and hit us up on the Discord if you got further questions. Where's my little Discord thing? Nope, that's the chat banners. See, this is why I need Indy. There we go. Join our Discord, discord.gg/indiegamebusiness. Thanks, everybody.